Now you know that carbon is tetravalent, right? Carbon is a tetravalent element, which means it forms 4 bonds. But here it is only forming 3 bonds, right? Each carbon atom is forming 3 bonds, which means each carbon atom has one extra electron. And these extra electrons, they form electron clouds above and below the rings. Above and below every ring, they form electron clouds. So that's why you have free electrons over here, free electrons. So when you apply a voltage, these electrons can move throughout the layer. And because they can move throughout the layer, because these electrons are free and they can move throughout the layer, graphite is a very good conductor of electricity. And that's why it is used to make electrodes in electrolysis. And also graphite is inert, which is another reason why it is used as an electrode. So the second giant molecular structure we are going to talk about is diamond. So diamond is among the hardest substances known to humans, and it has a very, very, very high melting point. Diamond is another allotrope of carbon. So the difference between diamond and graphite is that in graphite, each carbon atom combines with 3 other carbon atoms. But in diamond, each carbon atom combines with 4 other carbon atoms. So carbon has completed its tetravalency in this one, and there are no layers. There is a 3-dimensional network structure, covalently bonded 3-dimensional network structure, which you can see over here. You need to learn how to make these diagrams because they can ask you in the exam. So it's a 3-dimensional network structure throughout. So it's spreading over here, spreading over here, spreading over here, spreading over here, and spreading on top as well. So it's a 3-dimensional network structure. It's also never ending. The structure is never ending, and that's why a lot of energy is needed to break the covalent bonds, and therefore it has a high melting point. And diamond is also very hard because of this. It's not slippery like graphite. It's very hard because again you can see there are no layers on diamond. So a diamond does not conduct electricity because you can see that each carbon atom is bonded to 4 other carbon atoms. So all the electrons are involved. All the electrons, outer electrons, are involved in covalent bonding. So there are no free electrons and therefore no conducting of electricity. And diamond is very inert as well. So that's why diamond is used in drills most commonly, because one, it does not conduct electricity, so will not give anyone electrical shocks. And the other thing, it is very hard, very strong, so it can easily break into things but cannot break itself, right? So that's about diamond. Silicon oxide, SiO2, which is another giant molecular structure. So in this compound, each silicon atom is covalently bonded to 4 other carbon atoms, 4 oxygen atoms, sorry. Each silicon atom is bonded to 4 oxygen atoms. So as you can see, the black atoms over here are silicon atoms. The red atoms over here are oxygen atoms. So you can see that each silicon atom is bonded to 4 other oxygen atoms, and each oxygen atom is bonded to 2 silicon atoms covalently. So this is also forming a 3-dimensional network structure like diamond, and therefore just like diamond, SiO2 has high melting points and is very hard. So that's why it is used in furnaces, and it is used mostly in furnaces because it can resist, it will not melt at high temperatures. Yeah, so that's the reason. Now fullerenes. So fullerenes are also allotropes of carbon, but they are not giant molecular structures. They are simple molecular structures. So the ball you are looking at over here is Buckminster fullerene C60 that we did in the question over there. So Buckminster fullerene C60. Now this is a simple molecular structure and not a giant molecular structure, because you can see that this ball is not continuing anywhere, right? It has just formed a ball and ended. So that's why it will have van der Waals forces between the balls. Van der Waals forces between the ball-like structures of Buckminster fullerene. And that's why it's a simple molecular structure. So low melting point and low boiling points. And also they are quite soft, because you can see that the balls can slide over each other. The fullerene balls can slide over each other. So they are quite soft. Then they also conduct electricity because just like in graphite, each carbon atom is covalently bonded to 3 other carbon atoms. So they can form, they have one, each carbon carbon atom has one extra electron, so can conduct electricity, but not as much as graphite.